Hello, everybody. This is LVO Tour of the Fancy Action Now. We're going to play the trailer for Xbox Game Pass on PC. Xbox is definitely going both barrels, especially this particular month in preparation for fourth quarter and the launch of their new consoles. And God bless this last generation. It was quite interesting. It was quite a political generation, and it was an extraordinary look. But as we go into this next generation, the boundaries between PC gaming and home console gaming are going to continue to erode as the architecture and the efficacy and transfer rates and it's like PC is always going to be at the edge. It is always going to be cutting edge because it's more flexible, and it's modular. That's the key, is modular. The United States military, and that is their key word for acquisition currently, is modular. It needs to be able to adapt to multiple scenarios, multiple environments, multiple combat situations. So everything must be modular, and PC has the ability to be more flexible because it's modular. So if new technology manifests and becomes integrated into a card or something like that, you can go ahead, upgrade your rig, and boom, you're the edge again. But with consoles, it's a little bit more, it's locked in for a certain period of time, and it's interesting because then developers have to become more creative and innovative to fit within the structure and to continue to push the envelope on older hardware. And some of the best gaming that you get, I find, is either at launch or at the end of the life. The middling is good, but usually it's like the last year of a generation or the first 6 months of a generation, because it takes a leap, and some people take advantage of that leap right away, and you're able to see, like a jump in features or fidelity or whatever it is. And then later down the road, you are, people become expert at all the learnings. All the learnings are done. So toward the end of the console's life, you get some really amazing gymnastics on working with the older hardware, which we all as gamers benefit from. So, this is Microsoft has always been blurring the line as far back as the Dreamcast has been blurring the line between PC and console gaming. And as I would say, I believe it was the 6th gen into the 7th gen where consoles stopped becoming consoles and became home entertainment PCs. Not like a prosumer PC, but a home entertainment PC that everybody can access. Because you can go on to your Xbox 360 and do a Bing search right there on the homepage. Well, what is that? I mean, it's literally like a web TV, man. It is a PC for non-PC folk. And a lot of people, how many people do you know that don't own a computer but actually own a game console? So it definitely fits a niche. But again, I've stopped calling them consoles. People keep going, oh yeah, it's still a console, and they're still consoles and all this other. And I still say they're home entertainment PCs. They're Hep Cs. I've been tested. They're Hep Cs, home entertainment PCs. And it is going to be even more so. It is going to be even more so where it's going to have all the application and apps. I mean, what apps can you download for your Xbox 360? Think about it. Think how many apps. You download apps on your phone? Yeah, you can download just the majority of that on your 360, for God's sakes. So, and I think it's a good thing, but calling them consoles anymore, to me, the definition, and I don't know how this became a console home entertainment PC debate. The defining characteristics of a console is it is self-contained. Consoles have games that don't require updates or any of that kind of stuff. It is a self-contained package. Home entertainment PC or console. A console to me is a box that you hook up to the TV. You stick a cartridge in it and you play that game. Or you can stick a disc in it. Go ahead, stick a disc in it. But you stick in media into it, and it is what it is. The media is what it is. The console is what it is, and you play that experience, and that's it. That's a console to me. That's how consoles began. You know, Atari didn't have updates and downloads and all this other stuff. No, it was a console. You took it home, you plugged it in, you stuck the cartridge in, and you played Combat or you played whatever games were available on that. But it was a self-contained unit. That is a console, okay? Now, if you start getting into downloads and updates and DLC and all this other stuff, that's PC. That's what PC was doing way before consoles could do it. So when you have a quote-unquote console that can download DLC, update, go online, multiplayer and all that. Again, multiplayer began on PC, baby. Not on console. So that is a PC feature that originated on PC. Multiplayer originated on PC. Now, when you started getting into web connectivity, downloads, updates, DLC, etc., playing online, etc., 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 that was the consoles taking on PC attributes. So they became home entertainment PCs, not home entertainment consoles, home entertainment PCs. And people are so married to the word console that it has Xbox on it. So your Xbox One is literally a home entertainment PC. That's what that is. The Xbox 360 is the prototype of the home entertainment PC. And the PS3. That is the prototype. And the PS2 and the original Xbox had some web connectivity and Xbox Live. Xbox Live actually began that, and that started with the Dreamcast. So the Dreamcast, again, as I said, was a hybrid system. It was a hybrid system, and it was designed to be the bridge between consoles via Microsoft. That's why Microsoft architecture is on the Dreamcast, and that's why new games can be made on it to this day. There are new releases on the Dreamcast to this day because it was a hybrid PC gaming console. It was the very first home entertainment PC. It was the prototype. And then you came into the next generation where they took it a little bit further, and then it really kind of coalesced in the Xbox 360 and solidified in the current gen, like PS4 and Xbox One. And now this gen is going to blur the line even further. So essentially, your gaming console is going to become your home entertainment PC. I mean, they're going to be issuing them in homes pretty soon. You're just going to be issued an Xbox Series X or S. You're just going to be issued one of these as just default. It's going to come when you buy your house. I'm serious, bro. It's going to run your home security. Xbox eventually will integrate like the Amazon digital assistant, what is that thing called again now? I can't believe I forget it. But it's going to integrate that aspect, which it already can. I mean, there are already ways to do that where you just integrate the whole house into your home entertainment PC. You're going to attend school on the damn thing. I mean, it's going to become that is going to be your home entertainment box, and that's it. I mean, it's going that way. So there'll always be PC aficionados, which is, again, I always maintain a gaming PC and consoles. But the line is blurred. And now, see, the reason I bring this up is Xbox is going whole hog this generation, where you're just going to play it everywhere. You're going to play it on your phone, your tablet, your PC, your console, whatever, home entertainment PC. But I'll call them consoles for all those people that are married and butthurt because they're still consoles, man. They're still consoles. I'm married to the word console. I sleep with my console. It's a console. And if I have to call it a home entertainment PC, I'm gonna cry because of nostalgia and bullshit and herd mentality. Okay, bye. Okay. You hear what I'm saying? So they're no longer hot consoles. They haven't been consoles in the last 2 generations, bro. The last really console generation was the Dreamcast generation, and the Dreamcast was a hybrid PC gaming console with web connectivity and all kinds of crazy crap. So and Windows architecture. Come on now. All right? Come on. Grow up. We can still call them consoles. If you want to call them consoles, people are still going to call them consoles, but they're not consoles anymore, baby. Home entertainment PC. All right, so Xbox is blurring the line between every media source there is. So you can game on your phone, you can game on your tablet. Excuse me, God bless America. You can game on your tablet. You can game on your PC. You can game on your home entertainment PC, also known as a console. God bless America, console. And it's just integrated. I mean, they're literally eating Stadia's lunch. Have you seen some of the advertisements for Stadia recently? I mean, these announcements that I'm going to do one other one other than this. I mean, it's like, Stadia, go away. Go to the bar, go to the diner of forgotten Hollywood actors, along with Google Glass and every other fly-by-night project that Google decided to throw money at. Stadia is a joke. They're going to be absorbed. They're literally going to be absorbed like a smaller cell by a giant zygote. This is going to come and absorb them, and this is it. This is it, Stadia. Enjoy it. You got a couple of months until fourth quarter, and you can plug that piece of crap that nobody wants, and you got less than 500,000 users, or you have 500,000 users, which is absolutely nothing. It's one of the worst performing game platforms of all time, right up there with the N-Gage and the Ouya. And the Ouya blew you away. So, beaten by Ouya. Oh, bro. Oh, God bless America. All right, so let's go ahead and play this bad boy. Hold on. What the hell? Here we go. Yeah, Flight Simulator is monstrous. Dude, that looks so goofy doing that. This is Battletoads. I haven't played Battletoads yet. So Game Pass is pretty damn good as it is. Oh yeah, that Tetris looks great. I love Tetris. We still love Tetris. What is it with that psychology, bro? That appeals to the nesting and stacking of an infant. That's why we love it all. Oh, Dragon Quest. Yeah, it's great stuff. We love it. They're going all in, baby. They're going all in. Battlefield 5, who cares? Irrelevant. A Way Out, that's interesting. That's an interesting co-op game. Sims is weird. Okay. Plants vs. Zombie, that's going to be big. That's big. Madden, okay. Yeah, that's nice. Star Renegades look good. You can keep that. You can keep that crap. Gears Tactics came out. It's pretty good. Okay, great. Good stuff. So, yeah, man. So, again, you're going to be able to access all of your Game Pass titles and exclusives, day one exclusives on Game Pass, baby. I mean, you know, okay. I told you, they're coming out both barrels. They're coming out strong. Xbox, this is going to be the strongest. I'm going to come out and say that. Mark your calendar. Here it goes. You can cut this out and put it on TikTok and be like epic bald fail if you feel like it. But I think I'm going to be vindicated. But I'm going to say is I'm not going to say that they're going to win the generation. PS4 and PS5 are too strong of an enemy to defeat in the marketplace for Xbox. And Xbox does not have the international. It does have some international business, but the dominant market for Xbox and Microsoft products is the United States. Okay, boom. Boom. And they can barely sell them in Japan. All right, so you know you actually have less market penetration with Xbox. They don't have as big a market penetration as PlayStation does. They just don't. PlayStation is the global console, home entertainment PC. They are the global one. They have the largest market penetration in this country and in every other country. That is a very, very dominant player. Xbox is totally the Burger King to PlayStation's McDonald's. Okay? It just is. I mean, it's like practically the Arby's. Oh, anyway. So, but Xbox's strategy is value and flexibility because that is their strength. That is their strength. They came out originally as the Xbox One with the Kinect and all that as they were trying to be hardware dominant. PlayStation and Sony are hardware dominant. That is where they excel, and that is where they will acquire the largest install base, which helps them generate the most revenue, which stimulates game development. I mean, the number of games developed for PlayStation 4 dwarfs those of the Xbox One. I mean, the variety on Xbox One is, before Game Pass in particular, was dismal. And that's where they recognized their weakness. That's where Spencer recognized their weakness and also understood their strength. They're like, what is our strength as Microsoft? It is software development and creating platforms for access to multiple applications across a business or even a country, right? Collaborative software, email software. You know, these are softwares that have to perform on multiple types of architecture, on multiple types of hardware, in multiple locations, and you know, it's so they've had to build that in. They've had to build all this accessibility, and that's what they're good at. That's what they're good at. That's what they're the market leader in that. So they are leveraging their strength to be the multi-platform, play it anywhere company, and really they're the only ones that could really do it. Google can't do it. That's not Google's strength. That's why Stadia will fail miserably, and there will be always these diehard early adopters who will like stump for that system until it's already in the dustbin of history. Again, it was a zombie a long time ago. And, you know, the devotees do not want to admit to it that, you know, Stadia's got a bright future. Stadia does not have a bright future. Xbox has a bright future. They are, and I'm going to come out and say it now. Here I am. Here's the announcement. Xbox is going to have their best generation of all time, and it is going to be a very profitable generation for them because they have focused on their strengths. They have mitigated their weaknesses, and they are absolutely going whole hog, full bore, and they are going to have the best generation of all time. I'm not going to say they're going to beat PlayStation or, PlayStation 5 is trash, or Xbox destroys Sony. That's a bunch of clickbait crap that is just pervasive on YouTube still and will be forever. I mean, they're going to be having these console flame wars for the next 3 years. It's like, get over it, grow a pair, date a girl, for God's sakes, for Jesus Christ, you dorks. But get a girlfriend. But anyway, it's like they are coming out as strong as I have ever seen them, and it is a coordinated attack on market share. They are going right for it, and they want to own the American market. Now, they won't achieve that, but they will. They need to become a head-to-head player. They have not been a head-to-head player, and you can't go from a Bush League player or a niche player to market leader in one go. You can't do it. I mean, there are exceptions to every rule, but for the most part, you have to incrementally build your market share and build your presence over a series of decades, typically. So what they've understood, and I think Spencer is a big part of that. What they have understood is that they need to go from the best niche player, because that's what they are, honestly, this generation especially. They need to go from, because they lost ground. I mean, they lost ground from the 360. The problem with the 360, but they still didn't touch the total sales of the, they were the, I would say they were close to the market leader in the 360 generation, but they gave away all of their equity, goodwill, and profit because of the hardware problems. Again, they're not a hardware expert; they're a software expert. Sony's the hardware expert. So all of their weaknesses have been identified. All of their strengths have been maximized. So you're going to see Xbox become more, by the end of this next generation, or I don't even think the end. I actually think in the early period, maybe the first year or two of these consoles of the new generation, you're going to see Xbox become more of a head-to-head player. And they have got a lot of ground. It's probably going to take them a little longer than that. Probably like 3, maybe 4 years into this generation, which is kind of midlife. Midlife of the next generation, I think you're going to see Xbox become a head-to-head player with Sony and PlayStation. I do. More of a head-to-head player. Like, again, they may not exceed, they may not dominate the market, but they're going to start to own the domestic market, and they're going to start. I didn't say they will own it. I said they're going to start to own it. Thank you very much, Kotaku. Don't misquote me. So, and where's Kotaku? Kotaku's about out of business too. So there you go. I'm gonna throw my gauntlet down, and I'm gonna say this is gonna be the best. I can confidently say this will be the strongest in total sales, in user base, in cross-platform incremental revenue. This is going to be the best generation for Xbox ever. This is going to be their generation. This is going to be the best generation where they've really synthesized all their learnings from the previous generation, and they understand their place in the market. See, that's the thing, is you have to come to Jesus and understand, like, okay, we're not number one. We're number 2, or we're number 3. Or in this country, we're number 5. You know what I mean? It's like Xbox had a lot of come to Jesus in this last generation. And thank God they got somebody on there who's relatively young, who's intelligent, who's innovative, who likes games and gamers, and understands that if he's a... And what I like about Spencer is, I can tell by looking at him, he looks like a nice guy, but he's actually a shrewd character. So I'm nice as hell, too. When you meet me, he's a nice guy, but bro, if I'm in business and I'm playing to win, I win. You know what I'm saying? I win. I leverage my advantages and manage my weaknesses to win. And he is somebody who wants to win. And even if it's that next goal of total units sold, maybe it's, hey, last year, this month, we sold 20 million units or 50 million units. Or this is a guy who looks at, okay, even though I wasn't in charge, how many units did we sell in the first 3 months of launch of this product? Was it 20 million? Was it 15 million? Was it 7 million? How many units did we sell? I want to double it. I want to triple it. How do I achieve that? How do I triple units sold and triple my install base after the first 90 days? That's what this kind of guy does. And then he goes in, he starts looking, and he's like, he plots it all in. He gets the information. All good leaders hire good leaders. All good leaders try to hire good leaders and effective people that they like and that are good, even if they don't like them, as long as they're good, as long as they produce. Then he's going to let them have their head, but then he's going to go in there on the back end and be like, he's going to be checking on, okay, what do we need to do? What can we do? What's another thing we can do? What's another thing that worked? What is Sony doing? What did they do on launch? What do they do? I mean, he studies the enemy. He studies his own business. He studies history, and he positions his product, which is his army, essentially, to win. So he's going into battle against a formidable opponent who's much stronger, and he's not going to be able to completely defeat them. But I think what he wants to do is say in 3 years, he wants to be head to head with them. He's like, I want to be able to touch their install base with our install base. I want to come within 10 million units, or I want to come within 5 million units. I guarantee Phil Spencer has an idea of where, at the end of 3 years after launch, what his install base will be in relation to PlayStation. That is the colossus that you have to defeat. So how close can I get? How far can I go? It's going to be an interesting generation to watch. I'm actually more excited about this generation than I have been in a long time. This last generation, I was kind of tepid about the whole thing. Both the approaches and the gaming companies and the greed and the loot boxes and all that stuff. It kind of burnt me out. And I'm just like, dude, it's just gotten so mercenary, and the focus is off the gamer, and, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I think it was the lack of imagination generation, really. It was the greed generation of gaming consoles this last generation. And it crashed. It did crash. And I predicted a crash, and it did crash. And it's recovered itself somewhat because certain individuals and companies decided to act right before they got absolutely marginalized in the marketplace. But wow, Xbox this generation is just going to be a monster. So hold on tight, stay tuned. Another one's coming. This is LVO Tour, Fancy Action Now. This became an incredible video game debate, free flow rant. But I love doing it. So this is LVO Tour, Fancy Action Now. Look forward to your comments, and I look forward to all the hate and all the Stadia anger and